everyone. Welcome back to Champion the Passion, a weekly pro wrestling podcast where we inspire you to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. I'm your host. My name is Victoria Daisy, and today we're going to be recapping everything that happened last night on Friday Night Smackdown. But before we dive deeper, don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. But let's dive right into the opening segment with the MFTs. So Solo got on the mic to talk about their world domination per se and how they kind of run every show they're on. They ran down the list of people they've, quote, stomped on, literally naming people. And then he warned everybody in the SmackDown locker room, but before he could even continue talking, Sami Zayn came out. And I've expressed my frustration on how Sami is overplayed, and him coming out definitely, I felt, dampened the mood. I felt like Solo was cutting a really strong promo, and then Sami came out, and everyone was like, oh, okay, I guess that's who's coming out. So he came out with the same song and dance about how he deserves a title opportunity and playing the underdog story once again. And, he was saying to Solo that, Solo made him realize that there's more in the WWE than just the World Heavyweight Championship. And so he came out to let Solo know that he wants a title opportunity at the US Championship. And Solo was not having it, okay? And he told him, like, well, you don't even go here. Why are you here in my face, in my ring, talking about my title to my face? And then Sami Zayn dropped the bomb. He said that the real reason he came out is to announce that he is now a member of Friday Night Smackdown. And Solo felt disrespected and told him to basically get the hell out of his ring. And then the MFTs beat the crap out of him. But of course, Sami has allies. So Jimmy Uso and then later Jacob Fatu came out for the save. And then Nick Aldis came out to make the official announcement that there will be a 6-man tag between all of them in the main event. I was excited, but when Sami Zayn's involved, I'm not excited. So let's move on to the first match of the night. We had Alexa Bliss versus Piper Niven. So this was a pretty good match. It was definitely more heavy on the storytelling aspect than I felt the actual in-ring work, but obviously there's a balance. I did feel there was a lot of athleticism from Alexa Bliss, and it was your typical David and Goliath story, but Alexa Bliss won, which we love to see. And after the match, everyone started brawling like crazy, and that was pretty much the end of it. Then we get into an amazing match. We had Fraxium versus The Miz and Carmelo Hayes. Now, this was a really fun match for two reasons. One, because the action and the spots were amazing. And two, because the Wyatt Six pulled a move that they used to do in the very beginning of the Wyatt Six, where they would spread out in the crowd and have the flashlights like illuminate them and just kind of stand there and play mind games and watch them be creepy. And I really loved it. I thought that was a great aspect of storytelling. And, it's the little things like that that just add so much more. And in the end, The Miz and Carmelo Hayes won. And, I really hope that they do something with Carmelo Hayes, because I think about Braun Breaker, people like Austin Theory, people that were in his same NXT class who, when they came up like the biggest deal there was. Austin Theory, for example, his first 3 years on the main roster, I mean, he had huge matches, for example, with John Cena. He had multiple title reigns. For Braun Breaker, he is now in this huge faction with Seth Rollins, has been in huge storylines, titles galore, like it's this whole thing. And then Carmelo Hayes has gotten nothing. Even when he came up, it wasn't, they didn't make it that big of a deal. And even now putting him with The Miz, no disrespect to The Miz, I'm sure he's learning things backstage, but still, it's just like, in NXT, Carmelo Hayes was the cream of the crop. And now that he came up here to the main roster, it's just not feeling the same. And it's just so disappointing because Carmelo Hayes has such potential to be a megastar. And obviously, at the end of the day, it's up to WWE if they're going to make him that megastar. And so I really hope that they get to do something with him at some point. I really would love to see him win gold. I really would love to see him be in huge storylines with, top dogs. But obviously, only time will tell. Next, we got into a Drew McIntyre segment. So he came out to talk about what he did to Cody Rhodes last week when he stomped his face in the freaking commentary table right at the end before they went off air. And then he acted like the typical delusional Drew McIntyre we all know and love and said that he didn't attack him. But then he reverted back to saying that he did attack him because he needs that title and deserves it and he earned it. And then he made me laugh because then he said, well, actually, Cody attacked me. And I just love how hypocritically delusional this man is. It's actually hysterical. I love him. It's so funny. He's a great laugh. And he said that he is not a bad man, but if you provoke him, he will become the real nightmare. And I loved that line. I thought that was a really clever line. And I wonder if Drew versus Cody is something that they're actually trying to cook up here once Cody returns. I think that would be really fun to see. And I think the promo battles would be pretty interesting between the two of them. All right, let's get into the next match of the night. We have the Street Profits versus DIY. Now, let's be honest, as much as I love these two tag teams so much, and they did put on a really great match, I don't know how many times I'm going to have to keep seeing the same type of matches. I feel like SmackDown only is run by the tag team division and the Samoans. That's literally all it is. And while I love all of them, I want variety. I feel like the last month, SmackDown has just been freaking tag team matches. Like, can we get a one-on-one match? Like, all we had was Alexa and Piper. That's it. Like, I didn't like that. Anyways, but besides that, I mean, there was great athleticism, great spots, great story, and it really carried throughout the match because in the end, the Street Profits won, which I love that for them. So let's head into the main event. We had that 6-man tag. So we had Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn, and Jacob Fatu versus the MFTs. So this was surprisingly a very, very entertaining match. I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. And, you know, I thought the storytelling aspect of this match was through the roof. It was absolutely amazing. Obviously, the in-ring chemistry between all of them, especially with most of them being blood related, helps a lot. And it just led to amazing moments in the ring, great move sequences. I thought all of them got to utilize their move sets very nicely. It was just overall a very good match and very well executed. And I thought it was a great option to put in the main event slot. But in the end, Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn, and Jacob Fatu won. And after the match, Jacob and Sami finally hugged it out and are officially cool. Like I care. But whatever, let's head into my overall thoughts. Overall, I thought it was a very solid show. My match of the night was hands down Fraxium versus The Miz and Carmelo Hayes. I really enjoyed all of the fast-paced action in the match, and I felt that it was honestly the strongest match of the night. My segment of the night was definitely the opening segment with the MFTs, and anytime Solo is on the mic, it's pure gold. You know it's going to be good. And I enjoyed it thoroughly. So overall, I'd rate the show about a 6.5 out of 10. A little bit of drop in the ratings over the last couple weeks with SmackDown. I mean, I think we all know that Raw is the stronger show out of the two of them, but whatever, it is what it is. I can't complain too much. Also, I wanted to say a quick sorry. I did not give you guys any heads up that I was not uploading an NXT or Dynamite recap episode this week. I was feeling under the weather. I'm feeling good now. You could probably hear my voice is a little nasally, but I'm good. Last minute call, but I needed to take care of myself and rest. But we are back. It's okay. I'm good now, and we're ready to continue on the road to Clash in Paris, Forbidden Door, Heat Wave. So many fun shows coming up, and I'm very, very excited. But thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of Champion the Passion. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms, and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Don't forget to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!